Hey everyone, today we are back in the weekly pack. This weekly pack, oh my word, it is a doozy. It gets insane in the later rounds. If you haven't watched my blind weekly, I got stuck in what I felt like was an infinite draw hell. It got to the point where I was like, just get me out of here. I don't even care if I lose. I think from like turn 18 to 25 or so, I was just like hands in the air, like I am at the mercy of the gods. So let's hop in it today. As I'm sure you saw on the title or thumbnail, it's all about how do you win the week? How do you win this weekly? I think I found out a winning strategy. It's not too complicated, but there's some things with it that really help you along the way. So let's start here at turn 1 in the first couple turns, or I should really say the first 4 turns. What you're looking for is gibbons, bluefish, beavers, and bass to level your beaver further. Now you'll see I don't have a beaver here. I just have gibbon and bluefish. That's okay. The most important thing is getting the level ups on turn 3 and 4 so you can get those early tier 3 level ups, as well as, if you can, start committing to a level 3 pet if you can. That's not that important. That's more so if you really want to go like starfish or Jersey Devil potentially. Starfish are very strong on the pivots. Jersey Devil, not so great. Not so great, but you can make it work. So there's the bluefish level. We have the pug. The tier 3s you're looking for are the pug and the lucky cat. It's really all you care about. You want to be able to get the combo going, so you level up the lucky cat in battle. You get the gold generation, you get the stats, it carries you in battle, and then you get the gold in the shop phase. It just works so well. So here we are, turn 5. A level up shows up, so you might as well take it. Turn 5 and 6 level ups are great. The pets you're looking for are caterpillar and beaver. You can take other pets if you want, but those are really the only pets you care about. There's the lucky cat. I also freeze a blue fish to level up. So this run here, I am concerned, or I do want to get things to level 3, it looks like. Not always the case. There's plenty of times I would just sell off the bluefish. Oh my gosh, I skipped a lucky cat. All right, well, that's a great example. This is when I first kind of found out the strategy. So you see, I think because I had a caterpillar there, I was thinking about potentially just leveling everything to 3 and then waiting for a starfish. And man, that would have been a terrible move. Lucky cat is the way. That's so funny that I skipped a lucky cat there. It's like the worst thing you can possibly do on turn 5, especially when you already have a pug on board. So we're going to see it all come into action. And what this combination lets you do is it lets you do anything. Anything you want. The world is at your fingertips. You generate gold. You're leveling all this other stuff up. Eventually, you're just going to sell the whole team off and pivot. So when you are leveling stuff up to level 3 like I am, you're obviously going to make like a big starfish pivot. You can gradually pivot stuff in as you level up. So as you get to turn 7 and get the tier 5 upgrades, or turn 9 and the tier 6 upgrades, you could slowly start pivoting pets in. Maybe you bring in a shoe bill once you get in a pet you like, start scaling it that way, solo scale with a strawberry. Or you can wait for the big moment. You don't have to go starfish for the big moment. So, like I said, turn 7, the tier 4s you're looking for are caterpillar and beaver. Or sorry, not beaver, platypus. Platypus, when you sell it, it'll give you the duck and the beaver. So if you get platypus to level 3 and sell it, you'll get a level 3 duck and beaver. So if you're considering a Jersey Devil, the platypus will give you 3 level 3 cells. And then the starfish, of course, it'll give you 3 triggers. There's no platypus online here. It's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. This is the main run without the platypus. So just think about that. Think about in a couple minutes when you see how strong this team gets and you realize what's going on. Just think, if only one of these pets was a platypus instead. So there we go. Turn 8, we get the starfish. You can see I have 2 cans frozen. I actually decided to rip a can. So that's something that is very rare in my case. I would start ripping cans if I needed to. The team's pretty set. You see I'm getting the level 3 Lucky Cat in battle here. I've been having the Gibbon buff, the Pug, and Lucky Cat since those are my carries. And as long as this combination stays strong, we know we can just ride it out. We can keep the team how it is. No reason to do anything crazy. The fact that we're bringing in a starfish, we found the pug, it means we're selling the Alchemedes. So the caterpillar's going to get level 3 next turn. The gibbon's already level 3. Holy mother of starfish, look at what we got. We got a level 2 starfish already on turn 9, the first turn it's available. So this is what I'm talking about. You can very easily start pivoting in the higher tier units, right? And that was my thought at first with the Cobra. And it's a kind of a fine line. You'll have to play some games to kind of feel it out. I have 3 hearts remaining in this run. Typically, if I was only at 1 heart, I'd start making moves right now. But we have 3 hearts. We have a ways to go. So I figure, why not just roll, see what the game offers us. If it does offer us anything, we have plenty of time to level up other things. We're going to get the caterpillar level up. And let's talk about the caterpillar for a second. The caterpillar is the most broken pet this weekly. Scaling really takes over late. There's not a lot of scaling early, so you can just let a caterpillar work its way up to level 3 slowly while you have other things carrying your team. And then all of a sudden that sucker goes from the weakest unit on your team to the strongest, and it's just absolutely no match. There have been plenty of times, and we're going to see in the bonus clips, I had insanely strong runs, and then the run loses, and I think, how on earth does this run lose? And it's usually because the other team has a caterpillar. Or they have like a cobra and some coconuts as well. They have like a good ability combo that just kind of inches out on my team. But yeah, the caterpillar, super strong. My other videos this week, I'm going to try to have themes. So the theme here is kind of the big pivots, the kind of pug lucky cat show off. Of course, I'm going to use this method for pretty much all of my runs. But my other runs are going to be more thematic of challenges. So one of them might be like a 5 of a kind. So if I'm going for 5 of a kinds, actually, let's think about this. What could I go for 5 of a kinds? What pets? Now that we unlocked tier 6s, we know that big pivot potential is there. So what of these higher tier pets do you think I could go for 5 of a kind? I have some insights. I've already gotten 1. I don't know if it's going to be the main run or not. But yeah. All of this to distract you from the fact that we now have level 3 starfish. Check it out. I believe we're going to level this lucky cat. We're probably going to wait till next turn so we can get the double activation again. I think it's worth it. There is a Hammerhead. We could potentially like sell Pug and put Hammerhead in and then have the Hammerhead be the first pet that gets the starfish buffs. Doesn't look like I want to do that, so we're going to go ahead and, yeah, leave the team as is, get the double lucky cat next turn, level up the lucky cat, and as long as we find that first pet we want to make the pivot with, it's go time. And look at that. We go down to 1 heart. Remember when I was talking about we had 3 hearts? Now we're down to 1 heart. The time is now. You cannot wait any longer. You want to absolutely see this pivot through. You don't want to just hit end turn here and not see this pivot through. It definitely happens sometimes, and it's a terrible feeling. So you want to at least give yourself a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. What is that, Billy Madison when he's prank calling his teacher, Veronica Vaughn? So here we go. We got the Stego 1.5 immediately. I figured Stego was a great pet to have in this slot as receiving the most starfish buffs because it's going to buff something else, right? That didn't receive as many stats as it does. So if it's our largest unit, that's great. We can throw a perk on it. We could even bring in multiple Stegos if we want. And look at that, already halfway to 50-50. It looks amazing. And look at that, the Stegos show up, the Winter Spirits show up. I figure it's too perfect. Am I going to sell the starfish now? Yep, I even decide to sell it. Winter Spirit is a great unit. The Stego is essentially giving us plus 12/12 in stats with the 5 attack it has. So I call it 17 attack. The Winter Spirit gives the 5 mana plus the 5 attack. I call that 15 attack. That's pretty good. You think of Behemoth at a 12/12 stat line in the beginning, goes up to 14/14 at the end of that turn. It's pretty good for a tier 6. Probably the most punching power you're going to get out of a base stat tier 6. That's not something crazy. And there you go. The pivot's complete. Now we need to see if we can ride this out. Just like my blind weekly, the goal now is no more scaling. I don't want to have to bring in a dragon and start buy selling and do all this crazy stuff. I do that plenty. that's going to be all these bonus clips in a couple minutes here. We're going to see plenty of dragon scaling, plenty of other methods. We did the starfish pivot. A lot of times when I get a great starfish pivot like this, especially a level 3 starfish pivot, one of my thoughts is, can we sustain the pivot? And by sustain, I mean, can the pivot sustain itself? By adding no additional scaling, all we're going to do is fine tune what we have on board. So we're going to go for levels. We're going to add perks. And you see, I'm buying the Theriznosaurus because we have 2 units that are decently statted up in the Stego and the Winter Spirit. So I figured if I throw perks on those units, our 2 other Stegos can target 2 other pets. What better perks than to throw strawberries and make them coconuts? There's no other protective equipment in the pack. There is tomatoes in the pack. It's definitely the best perk outside of the strawberry Theriznosaurus coconut action. If you're running moose and you're not finding a lot of lollipops, oh gosh, that's a tough one to say. And I tried. And I was just going to do it and not mention it, but oh god, that was terrible. So the Salt Shaker, as you see in the shop there, we just rolled past. It's a great perk for the low attack pets. You get a pet to 10, 20 attack, 50 HP, give it a Salt Shaker. Pretty good. Can definitely sustain you for a while. And between the Stego stats, the stats we got from the Starfish Pivot, and the mana, which is actually insane, this Starfish Pivot is sustaining itself. We spent 9 gold on a Theriznosaurus level 2, not even using it. Don't even care. Don't mind me, guy. Just got a Theriznosaurus, not using it. Okay, we use 1 strawberry. We're getting 1 coconut now, 9 trophies, 1 heart, turn 15. Take a mental snapshot of this team on turn 15. Let's see what our stats get to. We have 1 coconut. We have 4 tier 6. We have all 5 tier 6 units, almost all of them level 2. We basically have 2 50/50s with another big unit. So 2.5 big units, a coconut, plenty of mana snipes. It's pretty decent for turn 15. Even in custom packs, that would be a decent run, I feel like. Does this strategy hold up in custom packs? Hold up. Is this the new elk meta? Now that, well, I guess elk's been nerfed, but not nerfed to the ground. It's still very viable. So there's other variations on top of this. On the runs that you're not looking to Starfish Pivot, there's other things you can do. So when you get to tier 6s, the first thing you're looking for is Hammerhead. And by the way, instead of Caterpillar Platypus, you can go Clownfish instead. So you're going to see here, I have Clownfish with my Pug and Lucky Cat. Huge combo. The Gibbon, I have level 3. It's just level 3 just because I got a high roll. No reason at all. I'll sell that as soon as I can. I would assume I'm going to wait until turn 11 to get the extra free health from it. And yeah, we have a Hammerhead now. All we want to do is get anything else level 3, and then we can sell the Gibbon. So actually, that's why we still have the Gibbon. I'm sure I held it for the stats, and then it just worked out the Hammerhead. But basically, you're leveling the stuff for level 3, either for Starfish or Jersey Devil. And the bonus is, if you level up into Hammerhead, you take the Hammerhead. If you level up into Green Dragon, you take the Green Dragon, right? And you just start scaling that way. You look at this other team, double Green Dragon on the opposing team. We just have our base setup. It's turn 11. This is our base setup. Look, turn 12, still just the same setup. Level 2 Hammerhead, so we're getting a ton of gold. Let's get into the shop phase right now and see how much gold this has given us. 14, 20 gold total. Look at that. Look at the shop actually. Those two Winter Spirits are so tempting. I better take those. And there it is. Turn 13, we level up into the Dragon. So you don't need to necessarily do this early. The team is very strong, but you can still sell off a good amount of the team. So look at this. Our Lucky Cat, our best unit, or our highest statted unit by a mile. Our Pug, our second best unit by a mile. I guess our Clownfish might be now. But these units are so good and they carried the whole run. And now we decide we can just sell it off. The main reason being plenty of gold to fill up the squad again. And also, we're going to get a ton of gold next turn because we kept a level 3 in the Clownfish and a level 2 in the Hammerhead. So it's kind of one of those pivots where like you have whatever's carrying in the main run, the Lucky Cat Pug, and then you're building up this other thing, the Clownfish, And then it comes to this big culmination where you can get the clownfish level 3, sell everything else off, knowing you have the hammerhead to still give you gold. And this might have been the run where I found out officially that green dragon only has 5 triggers. And I say only, 5 triggers is more than enough. It's still so powerful. If you think of at level 2 with 5 triggers, you're getting plus 10/10 in stats per pet per turn. So that's like 4 turns and your pet's at 50/50, right? Considering the base stats of the pet. It's ridiculous. And look at that team we ran into. The Sparrow, the Cobra. It gets terrifying sometimes. You have a really good setup, and oh man, these Chimeras too. The Chimeras, the Namatsus. I thought those were going to be the strongest units this week. No. The mana's good. It can't sustain. It's good to a certain point. I'd say maybe like turn 15. Once you get the late game, see now we're turn 16 here, it just gets so dangerous. And the same thing, we have a level 2 Theriznosaurus, but only 1 strawberry. What am I doing? I have like infinite amounts of gold. Why don't I have a second strawberry? It kind of blows my mind, but sometimes I don't buy it until I absolutely need it. And sometimes I will, even though I'm getting a ton of gold, sometimes I'll be like, nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be stubborn and wait till I find a strawberry jam. But look how this works out. The new hummingbird ability. I found this out the hard way. The hummingbird was changed. I didn't know until I bought one and was like, oh, they changed this. The hummingbird is now like Roadrunner, and Roadrunner is like hummingbird. Something like that. I think they swapped the 2 abilities around. So after all the anticipation, we have 2 large units with coconut. We have a Theriznosaurus at 40-46 stat line. What I would have done is bought a separate Theriznosaurus, put a strawberry on that big boy, so I get a 3rd coconut. And here we go again. We're just going to keep rapid firing through these. A lot of rapid fire battles, and then I'll slow down in the shop phase when we get to like that culmination point. But these battles here, I just wanted to put a little break and show you these runs don't all win. These runs lose, and it blows my mind when these runs lose. Did you just see that? I mean, how on earth? And that's what I label these clips after these. I'm like, how on earth does this run lose? It blows the fact that we're scaled, we're getting coconut. That was a double coconut team that just lost. Blows my mind. So we're going to get a little bit of a longer clip here. It looks like I got a shoe bill going on turn 11, level 1 shoe bill scaling. Not that great. Look at this team. I've held on to a level 2 sneaky egg. I have a level 3 beaver. It's turn 12. And this stupid pug and lucky cat has carried me the entire way. Decide to buy the dragon. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, piece of candy. Another dragon. There's the Winter Spirit and Stego. I'm surprised I'm not taking those and selling the whole team. Do we decide? I'm trying to decide what to do here because I really want to make sure I still get these cat level ups. So I would assume I'm going to take the chocolate on the pug. It's only going to get me more gold to where I can level dragon next turn. I'm not really concerned with leveling dragon now when I know I'm going to have a ton of gold next turn to work with. Even freeze the tomato. I'm already starting to think of pivot, starting to think of the final team. Very, very shocked I'm not buying this alpaca before doing anything else, but I guess I just want to get this whole thing online. Buying the alpaca there is essentially like a 2 gold chocolate. And yeah, I'm at 1 heart, so I didn't want to lose the round. That's why I didn't buy the alpaca. And look at this. We run into the caterpillar cobra. Even though I bought the stego, even though we only had 4 pets, I felt like that team was still so strong. The fact that we got the double lucky cat level ups. And here you go. Almost same exact thing here. It's funny how like you go from clip to clip and you're like, wait, is this the same run? No, it can't be. We just saw the previous run lose. And yeah, just look at how ridiculous this is. We have the level 2 cobra, the level 2 stego. So here's my plan. This was not a big starfish pivot. It was simply just my team was strong and I just started buying tier 6s. So started with the stego and I was like, I don't need to dragon scale. I have this clownfish. It'll give a little bit of stats. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for like the focus stego. So my whole plan here was to basically have this level 2 stego, target the cobra, make a 50-50 cobra, and then have like the lucky cat here in the front. Just put a strawberry on it, put a Theriznosaurus in, have lucky cat with coconut up front, and Big Cobra getting hit by Stego behind it, and it would be like a 3 or 4 squad attempt. So that's what I want to do here. I want to make the big pivot. You see here the Theriznosaurus. I think I'm freezing, unfreezing stuff because I'm not sure. I would assume, okay, we're going to go ahead and buy the Hammerhead and assume that we lose a round. And then next turn, hopefully we can make the pivot. And look at this. I just buy a bunch of stuff and I sell my Pug to hope that we lose. I buy Hammerhead and I buy the perk on the Stego in case I go double Stego and to get the gold generation. So next turn, I want to buy this tomato. I want to buy a strawberry. I want to level the Cobra to level 3. A lot of things have to happen. So there it is. A very easy loss. Figure, okay, perfect. We can get this set up. We have 19 gold. Plenty of gold to do what we want. We need to buy 1 pet, Theriznosaurus. We need to buy 2 perks, a strawberry and a tomato. And then we need to sell the Hammerhead. We don't necessarily have to sell the Hammerhead, but if we get the strawberry, we definitely sell the Hammerhead. Focus the stats. And, ooh, piece of candy. Pizza shows up. Why not? We don't have any scaling. Pizza doesn't hurt, even though it hits the Cobra, which is not going to be needed. Then these chocolates show up. I'm like, all right, why not just level the Cobra to level 3? And now I kind of regret selling the Hammerhead. I could roll 2 more times and hope for a strawberry jam. I assume that's what I'm going to do. Thought about putting the winter spirit in the end, but why would I sell the Hammerhead if I'm just going to throw a winter spirit in the end? And yeah, finally the strawberry shows up. So I'm like, okay, next turn. Next turn we get it going. And sometimes the Cobra is just too strong. Even if the Stego hits the other units, we got 2 triggers there. Their whole team's dead. And we win, even though I didn't want to. So kind of a stark contrast between those. And now real quick, look at this Badger. This is just like a one-off run here. This Badger, how satisfying is this? These are successive battles. I'm not skipping any battles. So what turn are we on now? We started on turn 5, it looks like. We're on turn 7 now. And you're going to see this Badger just completely mow through the entire enemy team. Especially once we get this Pug Crane online. I was laughing so much at this. Like, it's just so strong. It just obliterates the entire team. There's no way anybody can keep up with this. We had the Saula for a while. I ended up bringing in a green dragon and using the green dragon because I was like, oh, Badger, Crane, Pug. I got a 3-pet combo. Let's just scale the 3 pets. Well, the Badger's level 3. It's going to KO the Crane no matter what. So we're only really dragon scaling 2 units. The Crane's going to die no matter what. It's going to Valhalla with the Badger. There's no stopping that. So, oh, in case the Crane gets sniped, the Pug's going to Valhalla. So, pretty funny how these work out. And look at this. Even though they have a huge llama up front, absolutely no match for our Badger. Our Badger doesn't even faint. I mean, is this the most effective Badger you've ever seen? 9 trophies, 4 hearts. I decide, let's go down to the official 3 squad, sell it down, and finally, our Badger is mortal. It forces a draw, though, from the popcorn from the Pug. Did you see that? So, even though the Badger was KO'd, it came back as a ghost for redemption. I thought that was hilarious. I was just dying laughing this whole run. I couldn't believe it. It's just like, what? This is the greatest Badger. This is the greatest Brusk ever. Ever. It just completely dominates. Ooh, that Stonefish is going to kill us, so we're probably not going to get through the whole team here. But looking at their Pug and our Pug, never mind, their Pug's going to beat our Pug. Does this Stonefish KO? Yes, it does. Oh, that's tragic. Down to 3 hearts, so finally, we're mortal. We lose a heart down to 3. And this is turn 15, so this is actually the turn that the main run won, I believe, with that crazy Stego, Winter Spirit, double coconut team, the big starfish pivot. And yeah, we're going to head into sunset pretty quick here. So with all that being said, if you hung around this long, I really do appreciate it. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. The final bonus clip coming up with music, pretty fun one as well. Have a fantastic day. We'll catch you in the next one.